Crazy, aka One Must Die Sign and this is Pillars of Eternity. I've pretty much lost my voice because I'm a little bit under the weather. I'm coming off a kind of nasty cold. But that'll make my voice sound a little deeper or something. And so I'm just looking at some of the options here as I try to center on party member, character death, character damage, low endurance, low health, enemy spotted, weapon ineffective, extraordinary defense. Okay. Right now it's only set to auto pause when combat begins. And it's fine. Area of effect highlighting. Name companions before death. Unrestricted stash. Oh yeah, definitely. Show personality reputation. You know, that's an interesting box to check or uncheck, right? Because you know, having it be a black box reputation system can be really important to some games, but a lot of other people would say that it's really important to have that immediate feedback, that's what makes it engaging. So just as a game design feature, having the ability to turn it off or on seems really fascinating to me. I think I'm going to leave it off for right now because I'm just going with the default settings mostly. Defenses seem to be on a particular metric that I'm going to need to try to understand. I've never even opened this game before. It was on sale. It looked okay. I don't know if it's going to be a great game, or a good game, or a fun game. I have very minimal presuppositions about it. I know that, I think one or two of my friends kind of recommended it to me, but sometimes I get names confused, so like I wouldn't even guarantee that my friends have recommended it. Developer commentary. Huh. All right, well let's just go ahead and get into sure. Let's go into a new game. It requires minimal micromanagement and easily forgives mistakes in combat. It is strongly recommended for those who are new or recently returning to real-time party-based RPGs. So, one thing here is to bear in mind that the level of micromanagement expected by just the average game has actually gone down over the last 2 decades, so that games from the 1990s are sometimes unexpectedly difficult if you really go back to them. Not like Final Fantasy necessarily, but you know, you go back to Icewind Dale. I went back to Icewind Dale a few years ago and I was like, oh my goodness, this is really surprisingly difficult. It requires a kind of a very surprising amount of preparation before going into some of these combat encounters. And so, I don't think that if you, like, feel inclined to go to easy, that, like, if it really has been a while since you've played a party-based RPG, that you might want to think about it. I still feel like I'm enough in the genre. I'm trying to think of when was the last one I played. You know, I play a lot of, like, MOBAs, I play a lot of StarCraft. But I also was into Dragon Age for a while. So I can probably, you know, if I could get through Dragon Age on a couple of different... Did Dragon Age have difficulty settings? I don't even remember anymore. It requires strategy and efficiency, and you know, part of this is like, it's not just you know, what do you think you can manage, but what do you think you will have fun with? So it's like, do you gotta be the guy who's gonna be going for Trial of Iron? Oh, the tooltip is broken. These... It won't even tell me what these are. Oh, here it is. The path of... Only for those who want the most punishing. And so partly this is also means that you want to be pausing a lot, that you want to be saving a lot, right? So it's really only for so this just removes a lot of the helper features. Okay, path of the band. Enemies have more stats. So maybe combat lasts longer. Maybe it, you know, it just slows down the game. Infinity Engine veterans looking for a challenge. So I think I'm just gonna go for normal. I mean, it's bearing in mind my recollection of my semi-recent playthroughs of Baldur's Gate 2 and Icewind Dale, where I actually found myself really kind of, you know, it starts to feel like a slog if you're finding combat difficult. I think I'm going to go and stick with normal. I don't want to go down to easy because I've definitely beaten multiple of these games within the last few years. But just in terms of my own level of, you know, my own expectations for the amount of micromanagement involved, I think I'm going to stick with normal and not jump up to hard. And one thing about the title that I think is kind of unfortunate, that this is one of 2 games that have PoE as the title. So is
5
there...
wagons grope blindly for the path on a starless night, their master glancing ever upward to the skies for assurance that he is on the right course. A dim lantern his only protection against the encroaching darkness. But the skies bring no comfort, shining no light, betraying no hint of what they know. The caravan carries travelers bound for the frontier hamlet of Gilded Vale, you among them, where a local lord has offered land and wealth to settlers from abroad looking for a fresh start. You have taken suddenly ill, sweating and shivering, and one of the other travelers signals for the caravan master to stop on your behalf. He pulls up just in time to avoid plowing into the trunk of a fallen tree that bars the way ahead. You will go no further tonight.
So I'm a settler colonist then? Alright. Man, it's... I mean, I live in Hawaii, so saying that I'm going somewhere to settle the land has like a really... a particular set of connotations for me. Ah, the male-female choices. Okay. Okay, let's read what it says. The place of men in society varies from culture to culture. Okay. Cultures like the Adir and the Deerwood place them at the forefront of military, politics, and heavy labor. Among the tribes of the Nasitak, men perform many of the homesteading and organizational duties. In Irglanfath and Ixamidal, men and women have more fluid social roles. In all societies, there are expectations to rule, and men can be found in a wide variety of stations and professions. So basically, when the developer wants to have a character be male, they're going to make a male. When a character wants a character to be female, they're going to make him female. And you don't need to overread too much into it, even though it's trying to say, okay, there is a cultural role. But it's not going to be overbearing. It's not going to be like the Drow and the Underdark and the stuff. Female. A woman's role in Eora is largely dependent on where she's from. So I guess we're talking about the world of Eora. I'm just kind of surprised they don't say Eora in the male version, but whatever. In the Adir Empire, Valian republics, and the Deerwood, women occupy many domestic, educational, and organizational roles. They are the primary hunters, soldiers, and leaders in the tribes of the Nasitak. So is it that the Nasitak is going to be like the Drow? As just a reversal? In Air Clan Fath and Ixamidal, women and men have more fluid social roles. In all societies, there are exceptions to the rule, and women can be found in a wide variety of stations and professions. So it's like, on the one hand, I kind of want to... I'm curious about this Nasitak culture now. Like, what does it mean to be a woman in the Nasitak? I kind of almost want to find out. I'm curious about it now. So I'm going to do it. Alright, here we go. Godlike. What the? Children of the Kith, who have been blessed with physical aspects associated with the gods. These aspects may take many forms and often come with mystical powers. Aberrant head shapes are typical, and godlike are unable to wear protective headgear, as it is near impossible to find anything that fits. I mean, you could just become a specialist headgear maker, like, that could be a market. Like... Just got a text message from my mom. I hopefully I won't need to pause the video and make a phone call, but it seems like it's nothing. Because of their unusual nature and their inability to reproduce, godlike are often viewed with fear and wonder. Inability to reproduce? Ah, fuck that. Orlan. Nope. I'm not even gonna read it. Alright, so we got elves, dwarves, and Aumaua? The mighty Aumaua are the largest of the Kith races and are commonly found in or near oceans. They're not truly aquatic. They have an affinity for water, and many of their civilizations, such as the Rawatai, are based on naval dominance. They're known for their unparalleled strength. I want to zoom in on the face here. This seems cool. Are they actually taller than humans? Yeah. Fuck. I mean, I wasn't really sure if I was gonna roll a melee class. But now I'm gonna go fighter because I want to be a Maua. Island Aumaua originated in the Deadfire Archipelago 1,000 miles south of the Valian Republics. While physiologically similar to their coastal cousins, the coloration of Island Aumaua is starkly different, brown and yellow, contrasting the coastal's blue and green. Oh, okay. Wait, so with sub-races, am I choosing where I'm also from? Like, if I go human... Huh. Oh, death godlike, fire godlike, moon godlike, and nature godlike. Oh, wow. That's intense, man. I'm gonna go with island. Oh, was it good? Gain an additional weapon set. Right? But what? So where are these? Where do we choose the? I want to learn more about Nasitak. I didn't even realize there were little tulips there. Where we go mail? On my left. Don't go them. Alright, so now we're choosing class. So we have choices of barbarian, chanter. What is a chanter? Sounds like a caster class. Cypher. Alright. Druid, monk. Ranger, priest, paladin. Brutes, madmen, berserkers. Carnage. When barbarians hit with melee attacks, they automatically make reduced damage attacks at all other enemies within a short distance of the target. Very high endurance, very high health, low deflection, average accuracy. Versus fighters that have constant recovery. They have average endurance, high health, very high accuracy, and that very high deflection. I mean, honestly, you want the high accuracy as a concern here. What about Ranger? No, no. Like, the concern I have with the Barbarian isn't so much the low deflection, it's the only average accuracy. Like, I feel like I want to go with a fighter with the higher accuracy so that I can drop opponents very quickly. And I mean, most games are kind of, I don't know. When people speak praises of, I think that when people were talking praises of this game, they were saying that it sounded like it was really favoring wizards and that sort of stuff. But sometimes having your main character as a fighter type isn't a bad idea. Alright. Fighter abilities Knockdown and Discipline Barrage. Plus 15 accuracy for 15 seconds. Target is knocked prone for 5 seconds versus Fortitude. Primary attack versus deflection. Alright. Might. Physical and spiritual strength. Channel powerful magic. Recommended for fighter. Highly recommended for fighter. Yeah, action speed. Resolve. Highly recommended for fighter. Resolve. Internal drive, determination, fearlessness. Leadership and convincing performances. In combat, it helps characters maintain concentration and contributes to the will and deflection defenses. So it contributes. So resolve also helps your defenses. So how much does 1 point give me? 1 deflection, 2 will, and 3 concentration. 1 point in constitution gives me 5% endurance and health and 2 fortitude. And 1 point in might gives me 2 fortitude and 3% damage and healing. Damage. Oh, I'm maxed out at 20. Okay. Constitution. Resolve. Constitution. Well, I mean, hit points. It's really hard to go wrong with hit points. But maybe resolve is important too. I mean, it sounds like deflection is pretty important, but oh well. Oh, and now we choose where we're from. And so I need to remember culture, Ader. Resolve +1. Oh, I don't care about Dex. Oh, but this includes the Nasi talk. So hold on, let's come back to this. Old Valia. Rawatai. Often pummeled by violent storms. The white that wins. Polarize. Consisting of the nation of Nasitak, dozens of Aumaua settlements, and hundreds of lawless pirate-infested islands that stretch across the Southern Sea, Deadfire is home to boreal dwarves, Aumaua, and a mixed variety of other races. Deadfire Archipelago is the last stop for anyone headed east. A multitude of monstrous sea creatures infest the ocean beyond, making travel virtually impossible. Well, I want to be in the Nasi talk, so that's where we're going. And I don't really care about the Dex +1 that much, it's fine. Oh, now I gotta choose my background. You've lived your life amongst the nobility. Your conversations peppered with talk of pedigree and bloodlines. Explorer. Laborer now. Merchant now. Hunter. Stealth +1, survival +1. That doesn't sound like my 20 strength girl. You find the siren call of the horizon irresistible. You cannot help but wonder what lies beyond the next hill or wave, and you've built your life around finding out. I mean, that's what we're going to be anyway in this game, right? So why not? Why beat around the bush? What about Raider? Nah. Drifter? No. I want to be like immersed in this culture, but also prepared to leave it for on my own terms. And Hunter would be okay, but I don't really care about stealth. So I'm thinking lore and survival sounds a little bit better. And so I guess that's it. Hold on. Oh, here it is. Next. We get our primer. Oh, portrait. No, that's the blue Aumaua. I'm the other Aumaua. Is this their version? But the hair is totally wrong. I mean, I like this orange hair. Doesn't anyone have orange hair in the portraits? This must have been a godlike. Here's the godlike options. They really liked those godlike options. I think they were expecting a lot of people to go that route. See, the hair is nicer here, but it's like clearly the wrong body type. Like, where's... There's casters. I have found the men. Here's your catch-all portrait. Put a mask on him. Now there's a face. Look at that snarl. Guess it was kind of like around here, or this is probably what I'm. I guess this is actually just the start of the women. We don't have any funky ears and we're not godlike. This girl seemed... I mean, there's 3 variations on her. But this, like, flower in the hair stuff seems like not really like the 20 strength girl I'm going with. This is still like almost the closest match to the defaults. I find it odd that the default for this race does not have a portrait associated with it. That seems like to be a natural fit. I guess it was supposed to be one of these two probably, but this one has the other ears. Like, it doesn't really look like her ears are that funky. I mean, she doesn't really have dreads. What are those, cornrows? She has a side... I don't know. You can't add facial hair. No bearded women, I guess. I could just go with one of the godlikes or one of these masked ones, I don't know. Probably be in a helmet half the game anyway. Well, this could be before she left for home, before she became a badass. Yeah, this is back when she was the, back before she became the explorer. Oh, this would be a lot closer to, these actually look kind of nice. Let's see. It's like Nova almost, not quite. This is the lane. I don't know. I don't want to mess with skin tones. It's so hard to get them right. You mess with them a little bit and you never remember what the original settings were. At least that's how it is with me usually. Like, look at the transformation. She started off as the little ginger. But then she got hair beads and became a badass. You can still see how it was like once the same person, although the nose just looked a little different. Skin. Eyes look pretty different too, actually. Oh, these are the tattoos. like the red tattoo over the brown. Yeah, that's what I already had. I don't even... What is this even for? Oh, clothing? Can't even see the clothing under all the armor, so whatever.
Hmm?
Leading the way.
The better part of valor.
Yes.
I shall lead us. Let us end this!
My eyes are peeled.
Yeah, I've got this. Let's go!
A blade in the dark.
Well, now I am leader of the group.
A blade in the dark.
Well,
I'm flattered. Quietly now. Yes? I'm flattered.
stand together!
Keeping quiet.
Huh? Follow me. Let's go.
Easy does it. Yeah? Watch and learn.
Show them how it's done! I'll go on ahead. Just say the word. I'll lead the way. Death to our enemies!
The better part of valor.
I'm here, leading the way. Finish them!
Silence surrounds me.
I've got this. Let's go!
My eyes are peeled.
I've got this. Let's go!
My eyes are peeled.
Well, now I am leader of the group.
Let's go! I'm here. I'm flattered.
I want to go with Benevolent just because of that.
Quietly now. I'm here. I'm flattered.
My eyes are peeled.
I've got this. Let's go!
Quickly and quietly.
Follow me. Show them how it's done!
I'll take a peek.
Hey there. I'm flattered.
Alright. No, no. Okay, here we go. Yeah. But it's asking you to enter a name when you don't know any naming conventions in this culture. Let's go with Lydia. Look like a Lydia to you? Yeah? Yeah? That looks like that's it. The caravan master finishes addressing the group, his bushy red mustache and sagging jowls quivering as if for emphasis.
Everybody stays close to the wagons, got it? Stay out of the woods. and beasts take you if you were planning a stroll through those ruins up there.
He nods toward the looming black mass on the hillside.
Whole area's crawling with hut-dwelling types who would be happy to stick an axe in you for trespassing. So mind that you don't track mud on their sacred blazing rocks.
I mean, it's not like we're, you know, settlers coming here to take their land, right? I mean, that's not what's going on here. Although I am curious where this land is that we are settling is coming from, if we are traversing settled country to reach this point.
Tonight, everybody stays put, and in the morning we'll get the path cleared. Gilded Vale's less than a day out. Understood?
At last, the caravan master turns to you, frowning as he looks you over.
Touch of the rumbling rot, could be. There's a stinging beetle round here carries it. You'll be fine once it passes your innards. Unless you don't drink water, course. Which case you'll be dead in a day. There's a berry grows in these parts, small and pink, called a springberry. About the size of a fingernail. Give you cramps if you eat it, but the frontiersmen make a tea from it. Calms the insides. Should get you through the night. You might check around, see if you can find some. Meanwhile, I'll see if we can scare you up some water.
I like that they emphasized that his jowls were quivering for emphasis when the avatar or the sprite is completely motionless.
I know you want to hunt before it gets much darker, but see about refilling our water first. Got a sick one here.
Where would I find these berries? What are those ruins? Is it dangerous out there? What are these huge rocks coming out of the ground? I'll go see about those berries then.
They grow on a bush that's common round here, kind of funny looking. You'll know it when you see it. Doubt you'd have to go far off the road to find one.
You'd know it if you see it. If you say so. What are these huge rocks coming out of the ground?
They don't got Adra where you come from? Well, it just grows up out of the ground like this. Goes deep like tree roots. Some of it all the way to the heart of the world, you believe the stories. It's more like a shell than a proper rock. Easier to work if you're a mason. Got all kinds of strange properties. Seems to have some kind of life of its own. Dies if it gets dug up. Loses its luster. Folks think it probably grew at one point or another, but not these days. The soul butchers in Defiance Bay use it for different things. I've heard tell it can hold a man's soul, but I don't care to see it. Got enough to worry about without seeing something like that.
So, there's just random magic rock that grew out of the ground. Huh? Alright, well, that's learning a lot about the world right there. What are those ruins? Probably good information in case we get attacked.
Nothing you won't see on half the hills of Air Glonfoth. Money to be made selling their knickknacks in Defiance Bay, if you don't mind getting stuck with Glonfoth and arrows now and again. They didn't build them, but I'll be the effigy if they don't watch them like a mother bear. Of course, all the ones around here have been ransacked 10 times over. Got nothing left worth half a pawn, so I hear.
Okay, so depending on who you are, you get more options.
Got different names for them. Settlers called them Ingwithans. Nobody that liked them enough to stop them becoming ruins, tell you that much. Not if you hurry about your business, and not if the weather holds up.
There was concern in his tone, but he does not elaborate. What kind of weather do they get out here?
This time of year, rain mostly, and wind. But there's a different kind of wind out here time to time. Locals call it a Beowick. Born out of the ether, the spirit's path. Never seen it myself, never cared to.
So we might run into spiritual wind. Well, better get some berries
Hold on.
for my...
Take someone with you. I know you're not some helpless tenderfoot, not like most of this lot. But you drop dead, I don't want to be looking for the body. Got a schedule to keep.
So there's a sturdy, armor-clad woman who has spent the night's journey sleeping on uneven ground without blanket or pillow.
Kalisha. Kalisha!
And suddenly the dialogue stops being voiced.
No promises.
Oh, it's my sister, basically.
What kind of guide says something like that?
Kind you can afford.
Don't listen to her. You're in good hands. And I pay too well, if anything. Off with you. Hayden should have supplies. See that you're equipped before you head out. We're in harsh country. Get your berries and hurry back. And if you get so much as a tickle of wind, you drop everything and you run. Something in the air tonight. If it's a Beawick, we'll shelter in the ruins. Hut dwellers be damned.
Oh, okay.
You heard the man. Let's get going before you keel over.
At once.
Look how tall I am. I'm
I'm
so
here.
tall.
What you need?
I mean, we're all
Yes?
taller than, or no. I don't think she's quite taller than the guy, but I am definitely
Yes,
taller than,
I'm
than the
here.
dude here. I'm one tall,
I'm here. I'm here.
badass
I'm here.
lady. Man, fuck yeah.
What you need?
She's dual wielding a flaming
What
mace
you need?
and an axe, or is that a torch?
What you need?
Let's see. Battle axe and a torch. Okay, yeah, that makes more sense. But yeah, man, these guys are like siblings. It almost looks like sisters from a different mother or something. Saber, shield, scale armor. Crafting. Damage 17 to 25, damage 13 to 19 with the main, and 8 to 13 with the secondary. Accuracy primary 32, accuracy 26. She's better accuracy than me, dual wielding. You can really see the difference in height here. So my first secondary is a fighter, so the game just expects you to always have a fighter, which means that I can drop Kaliska if I need to because I am a fighter. But it's probably not a terrible idea to just have multiple fighters. Knockdown. No AI script is selected. Class behavior. Aggressive. Auto attacks, defend self. Yeah.
I'm here.
Just destroy everything. That's what we're gonna do.
I'm here.
So eventually get a stronghold, I guess. Journal, character. So I guess she has more perception and intelligence or something, and that's why she has... Yeah, she has more perception, and that's why she has more accuracy. Man, maybe I should have put a point into perception. This thing where she has better accuracy than me is annoying. But I do 9% more damage than her, so that's not bad. When I hit hard.
I'm here. I'm here.
By clicking on the selection circle. Many characters will simply greet you and go on their way, but others will have larger conversations to explore. There is also a merchant, where you can buy stuff.
I'm here.
So if they don't have a name, don't bother.
Go on then, before it gets too dark.
I'd be glad to.
Not looking forward to trying to lift that thing tomorrow.
Dude, Kaliska, so long as I get my berries, I can, like, just lift that thing on my own. I got 20 strength, girl. Don't even know. Don't even know. You see a man wearing simple but mostly neat clothing. He's transfixed, however, by a ragged tear in the seam of his tunic.
Brought a whole wagon full of goods to sell, but not enough shirts for the road.
He hasn't quite gotten used to shaving on the road.
Say, is there anything you need? I've got some basic traveling supplies for sale if you'd like to take a look.
I don't need to know who he is, I just need to know that he's selling stuff, and that's all you need. That's all you need in life. You know, I don't think we had much in the way of ranged weapons, so hopefully that won't become an issue. What is this? 125 copper pieces to retrain. How much gold do I have? It's not displayed anywhere? I mean, it's implying I don't have enough gold, so... Oh, I have 100 gold. There it is. Okay. So I could buy a single crossbow. Can't afford any armor. Can't afford anything there. Can't afford that. Not a thief. Nothing worth buying, as far as I can tell, unless I really am going to need a crossbow right now, and I doubt it.
I'll have your water soon enough. Stream's not going anywhere.
Some nice water textures. Oh, there's a deer. We can loot the corpses. It doesn't tell you how much it sells for. 5. Sells for 40, maybe. Alright. I want to just like take screenshots of this terrain and use it in games because, yeah, like just the palette is so nice looking. Okay.
This is recent. Not good.
Beer. We found beer left in an abandoned campsite. Hell yeah, we're gonna take that. Of course. What was I looking for? Springberries.
Let's check by those outcroppings.
Okay, we have combat. Four defenses. Deflection, Fortitude, Reflex, and Will. If accuracy is below the target defense, the attacker suffers a penalty to the roll and is more likely to result in a miss. If accuracy is above the target defense, the attack is more likely to result in a crit. All attacks that do damage have to overcome the target's damage reduction. An enemy's DR reduces the incoming damage by the listed amount down to a minimum percentage. Try switching to a weapon or attack that does a different damage type. Most enemies are strong against one or two damage types and weaker against a similar number. Wolf got owned. You scored a crit. A crit is better than a hit. No, really? Fancy that. My first combat earned loot.
This is it.
You have had some interesting travels. Was I a mariner? Did I live on the frontier? I mean, I was definitely a mariner. We were attacked by pirates at sea. Our ship was destroyed. I don't know. I didn't find what I was looking for. The sea is a lonely place to live your life. That isn't your business. I mean, maybe this is like partly true where I was the pirate. That would make more sense to me. I didn't find what I was looking for. I feel it's suggestive. I like the suggestiveness of this. Some things just aren't in the stars and there's no changing it. Makes you wonder if the gods like putting us in situations that can't be resolved, just to see what would do. Been a long time since I've been this way, but I always did like it. Lord Redrick's offer makes a girl think. I'll give him that. You here to settle like the rest of the lot? No, I don't think I'm gonna settle. I'm just passing through. That's usually the case with a big city just a little ways further up the same road. Where are you headed? Am I headed nowhere special? No. I'll probably wander for a while. Or I'll go to the city and see where that takes me, which is essentially the same thing as I'm going to wander. I'll probably wander for a while, but that's like more direct. That's like really what's going on. I couldn't judge you for that. Been half my life. Just watch yourself. You get too far off the beaten path. These lands are wild. In more ways than one. Oh, Kaliska. What are you suggesting here? Anyway, I'm wasting time here. Odema will give me an earful. Let's be on our way. Why are you here? Tell me about yourself. What can you tell me about the Deerwood? Tell me about yourself. I've got simple needs. I like open skies and far horizons. I find work that lets me live that way. My family wanders too. We started in Deerwood, but my parents ended up in the Living Lands. I've got a brother in Rautai and another in Ader. My sister in Gilded Vale. She's the only real homebody. And she's the guide. We already established this. What can you tell me about the Deerwood? Not much for history, but from what I know, it used to be part of the Ader Empire. Broke off. Oh, it's just like pure exposition. Alright, I'm bored. Oh, wait, what's this? There's been weird stuff going on. I'll have to ask my sister. Okay, let's get back to camp. Let's get your water. Well, I could have sworn this guy was like right here. Was it like down here, or where was it? I found water. Here's a bridge. Let's get your water. Find Sparfle.
What a surprise. Sparfle went... hunting. At least he left the water skins. Come on.
Where's this Sparfle? Barely discernible in the dim moonlight. He no longer carries his bow, and there is a strangeness to his gait, his stride wobbly as he moves toward you with labored breath.
Sparfle? Are you all right?
Sparfle's toe catches on a rock, and he collapses forward in a heap, the feathered shaft of an arrow planted between his shoulders like an enemy flag.
Ambush!
These fools gonna get wrecked. Do they even know they are going up against two fighters? You're gonna need more than two to win this match, buddies. Yeah, just auto attack for win. Well, I don't have any other weapons, so deal with it. Wrecked. You need to bring more guys next time. This wasn't challenging enough.
Come on, we have to get back to camp.
Yeah, well, after we loot the corpse, okay? Yeah, bow. Didn't need to buy it after all. Wow, this music is really reminiscent of Baldur's Gate 2. That's straight up gold. Oh, they did bring more guys. Well, alright, well, we'll take care of it. Yeah, fuck it. Oh, Glanfathens. You're just defending your homeland from obvious intruders. But unfortunately, we happen to be those intruders, and so we're going to wreck you as we colonize your land. Right? That's what is happening here. Yeah. Actually, having some extra weapons might not be a bad idea, just for the off weapon type. But this is slashing, isn't it? Now let's see. Slash. This does slash. Alright, well, whatever, I'll sell it anyway. Everything is slash. Okay. Did my merchant die? Who am I gonna sell this stuff to now? Damn it. All around you lie the massacred remains of the other travelers, peppered with arrows and knife hilts, splayed and bug-eyed and filthy. Caliska puts the back of her left hand to her mouth as if to ward away some poisonous vapor. A handful of dark figures stands above the fallen, treading on limbs and backs and heads, jerking their axes from bodies as if from half-split logs. One of them, towering and severe with a thick beard tasseled with knots, holds a wet blade at the neck of the man you recognize as Hyoden, the last of your caravan left standing. Lay down your arms, trespasser. Do not forfeit this man's life. For a fight you will lose. So we can do lore 1. The ruin has not been sullied by our hands, men of Eric Landfath. Oh, let's go for that. Your words carry no weight when I have seen the truth with my own eyes. Blood must be paid for this intrusion. Alright. So I say again, lay down your arms. I don't have the perception, the intellect, or the resolve to do some of these options. So let's see. Hyoden says, don't trust them, they mean to kill us all. Might 14. Only a fool attacks a weak enemy while a stronger one yet lives. So just start combat, but maybe save Hyoden, yeah? Rush the man before he can react. Judging by the string of animal teeth around your neck, I'm guessing you are worshippers of Galawain. If Galawain told you to stop protecting the ruins, would you? And then, just do comply or don't. I want to just bamboozle him with his Galawain stuff. It sounds ridiculous. The man frowns and motions as if to swing his axe. He winces, but the blow never comes. Instead, the man cocks his head intrigued. Of course, but he would not. It is by the command of all the gods that we accept this charge. And so now we're going to convince him that he's not actually supposed to be doing this. Alright, how do you know? Because it's consistent with your beliefs, or because it's what you were told? It's always been known but to my people, I see. And what of Galawain's edict that weakness and age must be purged by youth and strength? You think Galawain would want some moldy, crumbling stones to survive long after their builders have turned to dust? He would not, he told us otherwise. I'm sure he did, just not you personally. But why should that stop you from killing innocents? The man charges you instead. So far, auto-attacking has been auto-win, so let's go stick with that. Wrecked. Your enemies lie supine. Supine, man, that's the word of the day right there. Look at that gorgeous word, supine. Your enemy lies supine on the ground, unable to rise. His companions now silent among the other dead. His breath comes in wheezing, fitful gasps. He looks not at you, but at the sky above us. Above you. Forgive us. Barely audible beneath his choked sighs, a whisper of wind stirs the air. At this, the man's eyes roll back as he closes them. Good. Good. The gods are just. A queer smile crosses his face. I am ready. The wind begins to swell, whipping around the camp, electric and volatile, upending pots and rattling tins like an angry spirit. You can feel it begin to seep beneath your skin, and where it pierces you, it feels as though it is rending you apart from within. Seated against the wagon wheel amidst the howling maelstrom, slashed across chest and bow, Odema's body stirs, and with great effort he raises his sagging head, his his eyes barely open. He looks directly at you.
Get inside! Run!
Straining against a gale that threatens to pull you off of your feet with every step, you set your hands in the worn folds of weathered rock and set about pulling yourself up the precipice. With a last burst of energy before your arms give out, you swing yourself up onto the ledge. Hyoden trails behind, slowed by injury and delayed by early hesitation. As he nears the face of the rocks, one of the fallen attackers who had been feigning death lunges for Hyoden and topples him onto the rocky ground. Restrained, Hyoden lashes out against his fatigued assailant but struggles to break his hold. They are close to you despite the wind from your position. If you were to throw your weapon at the attacker, you would have a good chance of hitting your mark. I don't have Dexterity 15. I do have another weapon handy that I just picked up off a guy, so... I mean, this weapon I've been using is fine, but I'll probably get another one soon. So yeah. Your aim is true, and the hit jars Hyoden loose. Lurching to his feet, Hyoden clambers up the base of the rocks. As he nears the top, however, the wind flares, pulling him sideways and tearing one of his hands free. But, diving out onto the hard rock, you manage to catch hold of it. Securing his other hand, you pull with waning strength, and it feels as though your arms will be jerked from their sockets. They hold just long enough for Hyoden to set his feet and join you on the trembling ledge. There is deep resonance to the swelling wind now. You feel it in the rocks beneath your feet and inside the cavity of your own chest, as though it would shake the marrow from your bones. Each new gust menaces the old stones before you, loosening connections, unsettling balances. As you dart beneath the old archway, the entire portal begins to fall beneath its own weight. Loading screen. Right.
Was that?
A Bewick. Had to be.
Then we're lucky to be alive.
And we're the only ones.
We can't stay here. There could be another collapse. We're not getting out that way anyway. Let's get further inside.
Party gained 1,233 experience. Alright, so we just escaped the ruins. Alright, I'm gonna pause for just a little bit, save the game, and I'm gonna check the time. Yeah, that's actually already been over an hour. So I'm gonna take a break here for a little while, and I'll catch you guys later.